Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another book haul. Most of these books are from Book Outlet from their Black Friday sale and Amazon. I always wait till the books go on sale. So we'll get started because there is a lot of books. So this is from Book Outlet. Oh, it doesn't have a little dot, but yes, that was during the Black Friday sale. A Blade So Black by L. McKinney. And that is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, I think. Yes, Alice in Wonderland. So I think it's a fantasy. I'm not going to say the synopsis of a lot of these books because there's so many, but I'll tell you the genre. And this is Keeper of the Lost City Flashback. This is book 7. This became on sale on Amazon for really cheap. These books, this series, the books are really, really long. This is a middle grade, I would say fantasy because it has elves in it and goblins and Peru's Project talks about this series all the time and how much she loves that series. This is a thriller. There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins, again from Book Outlet, and again a thriller, thriller. And then this is a second book in a series. This is The Queen's Resistance by Rebecca Ross. And the first one was called The Queen's Rising. Again, fantasy, has to do with kingdoms and stuff. This is the companion to, it was a royalty book. What was it? Prince Charming. It wasn't called Prince Charming at the beginning, but now it's called Prince Charming. And this is a female-female romance. This is the sister of the main character from the first series, Flora, and going to college. And this one is on my TBR for this month. So I'll probably get that read this month. Now, the next one is an adult contemporary. It's Regretting by Colleen Hoover. And this is on my TBR for January. Now, one thing that I'm going to change for my TBRs every month is I'm going to make sure that I start 2 new series every month, that I continue on 3 series, so that's 5, that I read books that are one book that is from that year, like next year will be 2020. But the thing is, like in January, by the time I get the books, it's too late to read them for January. So it'll be always the month before. So for January, this is the book because it came out in December. Then the next one is The Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore by Kim Fu. This is a camping story. Kayla from Books and Lala recommended this. So it was on Book Outlet, so I got it. This was also on Book Outlet. It doesn't seem like it because it doesn't have a dot, but it does. Or it was. It's The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. And I know it's a fantasy, and somebody on YouTube, BookTube, recommended it. I can't remember who, but she just raves and raves about this book. So when I saw it there, I totally got it. This is also from Book Outlet. It's Fireblood by Ellie Blake. It's a fantasy. It's the second book in a series. And I know that Haley from Haley in Bookland talked about this series quite a bit. She's a Canadian author. So I got that because it was on Book Outlet, super cheap. This I got on Amazon. I waited for it to become, to be on sale. It's Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the sequel to Children of Blood and Bone, which I haven't read yet, but I know I love fantasy. It would have to be pretty bad for me not to like it. And it's a beloved series here on YouTube, so I know I'm going to love it. So I got the second book. This is an adult contemporary, Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. That's all I know about it. I am really loving adult contemporary lately, so I've been getting quite a few of them. This is The Lanter's Ember by Colleen Hawk. And this is a fantasy, again, on Book Outlet, super cheap, with their Black Friday sale. This is a young adult contemporary called Only a Breath Away by Katie McGarry. The books were so cheap, so I felt good giving them, you know, even though like this one, I heard of the author, but never heard of this book. So I decided to get it where it was so cheap. This is the third book in a series by Ray Carson. I've read a series before from her, and I really loved it. This is the third book, Into the Bright Unknown. And again, book outlet, super cheap. So I decided to get it. And that has to do with gold. Sifting for gold or whatever, I think. It's been a while since I've heard, you know, that I got the first few of this series. This is A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. This has to do with something tragic happening in one girl's life, and she takes up running, and she does like a big kind of like running across the country or something like that. This I know is, I think, is a fantasy, The Waker King by Kay Ankrum. Again, somebody on YouTube was talking about this and they really liked it. Ooh, I love the pages. You know what? That would be a great book to read, because I'm this close to making my Goodreads goal. And of course, today's like December 24th. So I'm like, oh, I gotta find books that are a little, because I've been reading a lot of bigger books. But this, I think this is just became on my TBR, because I think I can fly through this pretty quickly. So I'll probably start that over Christmas. And because I'm at 97, I'm almost done another book, so I'll be 98 and about 20% into another one. So I want to make my 100 books. And this is Hope and Other Punchlines by Julie Buxbaum. This she's the author of Tell Me Three Things, which I also have the book, but I haven't read it. But a lot of people were talking about this and how much they love this book. So it's a young adult contemporary, I think. This is Little Monsters by Carrie Thomas. It was talked about a lot a few years ago, and it was on Book Outlet for super cheap. And this one too, this is a brand new release, like not that long ago, and it was already on Book Outlet. This is a few years old, so but I'm super glad that I got it on Book Outlet for cheap. The next one is Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. It's a father and son duo, and it has to do with running out of water. And I love those kinds of stories for some reason. So it was on Book Outlet, super cheap, so I got it. This is The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And this is a continuation of the Lux series, which I read and I loved. So this was on Book Outlet. So, oh, it doesn't have a dot. It was on Book Outlet, so I got it. And the second book is out, but I'm okay with waiting to see if it'll go on Book Outlet too. I'm trying to be a little bit more patient with waiting. This is another one, Blood Rose Rebellion by Rosalind Eves. Again, Book Outlet. This one was $1.99. I remember because I couldn't believe it. That was super cheap. This is a brand new release. It went on sale on Amazon, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I have The Night Circus on my ebook, or as an ebook. I haven't read it yet, but this sounded so good. It's about a library, and I was sold. If you're going to do a book about books, I am sold. Now, it became on sale for like $10 or $15 off, so I got it on Amazon. This I also got on Amazon. It's Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is a young adult sci-fi, the sequel to Skyward. So I got it because I just, by the time I get around to it, I'm hoping that the third one will be out and then I can binge read them. Now, this is Wires and Nerves by Marissa Meyer. This is the Lunar Chronicles. This is a graphic novel. I've already read it. I gave it 4 stars, and the only reason I gave it 4 stars is because I wish it was a full-length novel. But I also loved it. It's probably more like a 4.5 because I had to take some of it away because it's not my favorite format. to read, although I have to say I did enjoy it. I really did. I just wish it was a bigger book. And I read the sequel right away too. I got that on Amazon. I wish I could have gotten it on Book Outlet, but when it went on Book Outlet once and I didn't buy it, and they haven't had it since. So it went on sale on Amazon, so I bought it. This is the third book to the Cruel Prince series. I don't know if it has a specific title, but this is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. That's the last book. So this series is on, it's a fantasy book, and this series is on my to-read list for next year. I think this is a standalone. It is Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. And a lot of people have been raving about this, how much they love it. So I decided to get it. It was on Book Outlet, so super cheap. Got that. This is an adult contemporary, Tracy Garvis Graves. I read books by her before and love them. So when this went on Book Outlet, again, no dot, I decided to get it. It's The Girl He Used to Know. Don't know too much about it, and I'm okay with that because, like I said, I loved the other books that I read from her. So this is Winter Book by Shay Earnshaw. I read The Wicked Deep, loved it. This is, again, a witchy book in the woods, so got it. This I got from Amazon. And this is The How and the Why by Cynthia Hand. And this is about adoption, and it's a young adult contemporary, so I decided to get it. It went on sale on Amazon. This was also, this I got on Amazon. It went on sale. Girls of Storm and Shadows. This is the second book, and I think it's only a 2-book series. I might be wrong about that, but it's The Girls of Paper and Fire. So it might be a trilogy, but I thought this was the second and last one. I'll have to do more research, but I got that because it was on sale. Then next, I got another adult contemporary, Not the Girl You Marry, by Andy J. Christopher. This has mixed reviews, but I find a lot of times when people say, oh, I didn't like that book, I read it and I love it. So like I said, it would have to be really bad for me to not enjoy it. This is a book that Reagan from Peru's Project has been raving about. It's a fantasy book, and it's called Winter's Promise by Christel Dabas. And this is book 1. I think there's 2 books out, and I got that from Amazon. It went on sale. I always put it in my wish list, and then I just stock it every day. And then when it goes really like 30-40% on sale, then I buy it. Or if I can get it on Book Outlet, because this book was $30. I had it on my Amazon wish list, and I'm like, $30. Like, I love supporting authors, but $30 is a lot for a book. This is Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. This was on Book Outlet. Yay! So I got it for really cheap. I think it was like $8.99. And Kayla from Books and Lala raves about this book, so it was definitely on my radar. This I also got from Book Outlet. It's Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. This is a young adult contemporary. Like I said, I'm really loving contemporaries lately, so definitely wanted to get that. Okay, my desk is so full because I have 2 big projects going on right now. So my desk is completely full. So let me move this to the chair. Hopefully it doesn't fall, so I can talk a little bit about some more books. So this one, again, Kayla from Books and Lala said that she loved this. I thought it was bigger than this though. It's like 220 pages, so which is fine. This is Aisha Saeed. She wrote Amal Unbound, and Books and Lala said that she loved that book. I really love the cover. Super cute. Now the next 2 books I've already read. One of them I bought on ebook, and then I had to buy the book because I wanted it on my shelf because I love it that much. This is an indie author, and what that means is that she self-publishes, but you can find these books on Amazon. So I got them both. The Stolen Kingdom is the book one series in the Stolen Kingdom series, and it's by Bethany Atazada. She's on YouTube. She's super sweet. This is a retelling of Aladdin. Loved it. Gave it 5 stars. Like I said, then I went and bought the book because I wanted it on my shelf. I think the covers are absolutely beautiful. Then this one was published on December 3rd. The next book is going to be published in June of next year, which I can't wait. And this is the only series that I'm reading the books as they're coming out. Usually I wait till everything is out, but I just love these. This is called The Genie Key by Bethany Atazada. Again, this is book 2. This is a retelling of The Little Mermaid. And both of them, they're loose retelling. And I love where she went with the story. So look for these on Amazon. I love supporting indie authors, you know, like, and she's so sweet. So the next book is Mirage by Samaya Dodd. This is a fantasy book. Again, this was like $2, $3. Got it on Book Outlet. The next book, I thought it was a full book. This is a novella, and it goes with Gentleman's Guide of Vice and Virtue, I think it was, which I read the first and second book. This is a novella. Now, next year, there's going to be a third book. I've already read this. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was just disappointed that it was a novella. I thought it was a full book. I'm glad I waited till it went on sale, because then I would have been really upset to pay, you know, $20 for a little book. But it's all good. I got it on sale. This is, again, some novellas. It's Shadow Me and Reveal Me by Tahara Mafi. I'm trying to talk too fast. And this is part of the Shadow Me series. And now there's a second series. The Restore Me, Defy Me. And the third one is either it came out or is coming out really soon. And this is, I guess it has to do with Kenji. It's about Kenji. So I had to get it. It went on sale. And I love reading novellas. I always read them. I know a lot of people don't read the novellas because they're like, oh, but to me it adds to the story. This is The Accidental Beauty Queen by Terry Wilson. Again, an adult contemporary. Okay, so this next book is The Cold in Her Bones by Pernille van Arsdale. I think this is an historical fiction, but it's, it says suspenseful and vividly imagined. Okay. So, but I saw someone talk about it, and it was really super cheap, that one too. And this was another one that was on Book Outlet, and it's a newer release. And I know it's a fantasy. That's all I know about it. Once in Future. And it's a James Patterson Presents. I have a few of them in here. And so when it went on Book Outlet, I was like, okay, I gotta get it, because this is it was on my Amazon wish list. There was quite a few in here that was on my Amazon wish list, and I ended up getting it on Book Outlet because of their amazing sale and newer release. This is a newer release too. So if you've never went to check out Book Outlet, there's bookoutlet.ca and bookoutlet.com, and they have really cheap books. And that's it. That's all the books that I got. I think it's about 40, but I do have, I think it was 4 or 5 that I've already read. So that's what I want to keep up in 2020, is to make sure that I read, some of the books as I'm hauling them. In that way, I don't have as many unread books on my shelf. So that's it. I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.